Hello, people. So, because last night's gaming stream was so amiss due to bad hotel Wi Fi, I am today using my phone, which is what I normally use to read Twitch chat. And I cannot read Twitch chat because my phone is over by the window to get the best possible quality for the people. All right. So I have to flip to this window to read Twitch chat. The that is where we are at technologically today. We cannot do better than this, apparently. I just ate a banana flavored piece of taffy, but it was a banana flavored that more tastes like some kind of marshmallow candy that I'm trying to remember. It doesn't taste that much like bananas. What city am I in? I'm in Columbus, Ohio, which I am told is in the United States. There it is. It's right there in the middle. Google Maps knows where I'm going to go. So I have not seen a whole lot of Columbus, Ohio, but I've seen small amounts of it. And tomorrow I go back to Florida. Go down here. Look how far that is. In the olden days, that would have taken a while. Now we can get there at 1970s speeds because we use 1970s air technology. It's still a lot better than 1770s speeds. I need a wife for Wi-Fi quality assurance. Well, I mean, sure, that's one reason to get married. This is also like the convention hotel, so it would have been weird to stay in another hotel. Okay, so I'm just working on compiler stuff. Oh, by the way, let me tell you the story of what I just did just before this stream. I remembered I had some trashy candy up in the room that I would eat during the stream, but I was like, I need to get a drink to drink. And this being the USA in the year 2022, becoming a third world country as quickly as possible. This hotel does not have room service at all, even though there is a convention here. It has multiple shops in it. They all close by 2 p.m. in the afternoon. It is in fact 8:30 p.m. But they have soda pop machines on each floor over near the little ice machine. So I go to the soda pop machine on my floor as I come out of the elevator, and I'm like, I'll get a soda pop. What do I want? And I look, and it's a freaking Pepsi machine. All right, talk about third world countries. but there's a Pepsi machine, and most of the things in it are like Pepsi or Gatorade or whatever. I don't want them. But there's a Dr. Pepper. So I'm like, okay, I'll push. So I put my card, because you can tap, because even in third world countries, they need to be able to take your money. So I tap a card and it says $2, and I'm like, all right. And I press the Dr. Pepper button and it's like sold out. And I'm like, oh man. So what do I do? Do I pick a different drink? No, the line must be drawn here. I realize I'm in a hotel. I'm on the 14th floor. There are many other floors, probably all of which have soda pop machines. So I'm going to go looking for a Dr. Pepper. Okay, so I go back in the elevator. There's no 13th floor because that would be bad luck. But that really means that I'm really on the 13th floor and have bad luck. But people don't think that hard about these things. So I go down to the 12th floor. I go out. I go over to the soda pop machine. It just says sold out, which I take to mean everything is sold out. I'm like, oh my God. All right. So I go down to the 11th floor and I go to the soda pop machine. It does not say sold out. Uh, I tap my card. It says $2. I'm like, oh man, okay. So then I push the Dr. Pepper button and it's working. And I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And the drink goes boom, boom, because you know how you can hear it bounce down. It goes boom, 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 comes out the bottom. And what comes out the bottom but a Gatorade Zero, which is the button below Dr. Pepper. So at this point, I'm like, wait, did I press the wrong button? Um, because I got distracted. Was there like one wrong one loaded in the thing? So I had to try again, and I pushed the button, and boom, boom, out comes another Gatorade Zero. So I'm like, damn it, the line must be drawn here. So I get back in the elevator. I go down to the 10th floor. This one doesn't look very promising because like all the lights on the machine are off, but I guess it's just in idle because I push one of the buttons and they come on and I swipe my card. It's like $2. And then I push the thing and it goes bump, bump, bump. And I finally get a Dr. Pepper. So it took me 4 floors of hotel to get a Dr. Pepper, and I took one of the Gatorade Zeros, but I left the other one out of spite on the floor. I threw it on the ground. So that is what happened. I hope you appreciate. Now, the funny thing about the 13th floor is there are lots of places where there are lots of Americans and Asians, right? And whenever there's lots of Americans and Asians, they skip the 4th floor and the 13th floor, right? So then your elevator is kind of like Swiss cheese in terms of what floors are actually acknowledged by the elevator. Okay. Can we expect a game from this experience? If you make a game, yes. So now I have a Dr. Pepper that is 240 calories. Like, I don't even want to drink this, but I'm going to drink a little bit because this number 4, a general Asian thing. You thought it's Japanese specifically. Definitely I've seen places in Korea that skip the 4th floor, and I think Singapore. I don't remember Beijing if they skip the 4th floor. This is definitely. I'm pretty sure China doesn't like 4 either. I don't remember. I mean, so in Japan they have sort of the explanation that 4 is unlucky because it's she, right? Um, I don't think that's the real explanation though, because if that were true, it wouldn't be unlucky elsewhere in Asia, but it is. I spent the calories getting that Dr. Pepper. I think I spent about 5 calories getting the Dr. Pepper. Nine is also unlucky in Japan. I don't know. It's not just Japan. But like in Japanese, they say yon most of the time for four anyway. I don't know. It is what it is, man. I was taught shi in Japanese class, but everybody says yon when they count. Anyway, if you start a new language, don't have a single digit integer mean death, and then you'll be fine. Just if that happens, just rename the number. Okay? Pro tip. You were told shall in English class. Shall in America has different connotations. It's more an old timey word or a legal word or making a big pronouncement kind of a word. I think though in England it can be used more casually. Shall is more formal. Okay. I mean, I would say that's true in America too. I have the impression that in the UK they would use it in regular life more than we use it. Okay. Let's go back. I today had just been doing some compiler stuff, cleaning some things up and making them better. We like to make things better, right? Mm. So, yeah. Now, let me remember where I had left off. Oh, I have a little list at the top of the change log. Okay, I did that one. The simp thing, I don't know. Handle run pipe. Yes, that we want to do a little differently. Okay, yes. Yes, we have things. So if I go to the pipes, we have all these different pipes. And if I go to pump pipe, because that's what you want to do with pipes, we have this whole thing where we do some stuff, and then if it's the run pipe, do all this, and then if it's not the run pipe, do all this. And like, meh. Like, I don't even know. Okay, so first of all, I guess that's fine. Anyway, I kind of want to factor this stuff out of this function so that it's just not in the same code tangled up with the other code. The challenge is we do want to do all these things. Um, and, well, I mean, we do for now. Yeah, you know what? The line must be drawn here. Okay, here we go. We'll come back to this in a minute. So when we go handle run pipe, we're just going to go copy from pump pipe run pipe had diverged, so it's different now. Different. Okay, pump run pipe, whatever. Okay, and then we're just going to do all these things. Probably fine. Okay. And instead of adding things to output, we're going to be able to skip a step, which is one reason to do this. Okay, so now we go back to pump pipe, and we just do this. Let's copy this part. Cool. Let's see how chat's doing. How should chat be doing? Well, Casey, if you had heard my amazing soda story, you would know. But you don't know because you don't care. You don't care about my experiences. You just got here. Well, if you cared, you would have been here for the amazing soda story. Um, Actually, though, so I came to this game expo in Ohio, and we had a little interview session today, Q&A, and that was fun. Got to talk to some people, and then that was an hour-long session, and then a bunch of people stayed for like a whole extra hour to just hang out and talk. It was good times. I haven't done that in a few years, man. So that was good times. My lived soda experience. Do I have to deal with name conflicts? What do you mean by name conflict? We do things differently than C++, so we don't really mostly have that problem. There are a couple times when it comes up, but we have plans for that. But for the most part, you don't have the same kind of problem you have in C++. We just like C++ is so weird because they claimed to be about, modularity and ability to share code and all these things. But like every single choice they made was anti those things to a point that was obvious. Like very small changes in decision making about C++ features would have made those features drastically better, and they didn't do it. So, like, dude, I don't even know what to say about any of that. What kind of problem am I talking about? Look, let's say, for example, that you add a namespace feature to your programming language so that names could go in namespaces. That sounds useful, right? Okay. Well, who should name the namespace? Is it the person writing the code in the namespace, which is not going to know what program is trying to use it or what other namespaces that program might be trying to use and what other names those namespaces might be trying to use? Or should it be the main program naming the namespace, who is the person who knows what all the names are? Which of those sounds like the right thing? And then which one does C++ do? What is a UFO video in my tab bar? It's Robin Hanson talking to Lex Friedman about UFOs. I haven't finished watching the clip yet, which is why. Who names the namespace? Yes. I will look down at the namespace and I will say no. Seriously, how easy is it to see that that is the wrong decision that C++ made? Do they give a shit? No. The name of the space. Let me move this light. Oh, look at that. What? Look at the beautiful cinematic lighting that occurs. All right. Template metaprogramming language is the biggest problem. Well, it is not the smallest problem. Lex lost his recording stuff. That sucks, dude. If I had to create a web app, which framework stack would I use? I would find the tallest stack of building materials in my city and jump off it. Like if there was a really tall smokestack at a factory. Do I have an opinion on John Carmack? What do you care? That sounds like a gossip request. Okay. Should we put this back in the traditional location? We could do that. Okay. So, did I try to run this? So I want to delete a few more lines of code. I might want to do debug build. Uh-oh, guys, this is taking a long time. This is not okay. What? How did I break something? I literally didn't do anything. Oh my God, guys. I literally didn't do anything. I just pasted the thing. Start one phase, mutex lock. Input local input, input.count 0. Unlock. I don't know why we don't just swap here. Oh, no, yeah, I do. Okay. Guys, I literally didn't do anything. Okay, hold on. Undo, 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 underoos. Remember when Iron Man said yo underoos and everybody thought that was really funny? All right. We'll try this again from here, and if it doesn't work, we'll diff it. But I don't feel like this is going to be any different. So we should no longer be calling that with the run pipe to the new run pipe code. Let's go into bug builds, because why not? Are there any interesting questions, Q&A? I mean, like I had fun talking about them, but I don't know that there would be anything that you hadn't already heard me say before, if we classify it that way. Did we fix the Apollo time bug? I don't know. The stack was getting corrupted when calling multiply. That would be like an ABI bug or something. That wouldn't be a bug in Apollo time itself. I don't know. Like he has been looking at that kind of bug lately, but I don't know that I heard of that specific one. You looked up how to resolve two namespaces having the same name in C++, and it turns out you can't. Yes, you can. Do you know how you do it? You copy all the source code of the other library, and you search and replace on the namespaces. Or you put it all in another namespace, which is then hard because then you can't include stuff correctly and whatever. No, it's a disaster, dude. It's a disaster. It is a complete and utter boondoggle of epic proportions. Like, why would you go and do all the weird low applicability stuff they're doing in all the modern C++ stuff and not fix the namespaces? It's so like it's so wrong the way they go about these things. What do I think is the single biggest problem in C++? The way decisions are being made is the single biggest problem. Earlier versions had an alabaster statue at the trellis's entry that pointed in a direction so it flipped when you climb reversed. I don't know if that, like, I honestly don't remember what was in the C64 version that I played. Did that ever like ship on a platform or was it just like a development thing? That is interesting thematically, by the way. I mean, I'm assuming the directions are east-west that it flipped. Like that would be baller. Um, why was that taken out? I assume you're going to ask him. Right? Because that seems like the kind of really good thing. Like, that would tie the Klein bottle to the rest of the game in a very solid way. On multiple levels. Multiple levels. You are so weirded out that it got cut. Well, when you direct the Trinity remake director's cut, you can put it back in. You can't explain it. I mean, it seems like a simple thing, too. All I can think of is that maybe people thought it was a puzzle and got confused by it in playtesting or something like that. You're curious about good approaches to deal with naming conflicts. Just don't have them. Like, we mostly don't have them. So it's not. If two modules name a procedure, struct, or whatever the same way, well, first we have overloading, so it's not a problem if it's a procedure. Otherwise, if you import the thing, you just namespace it on the import, and then you call it whatever you want, and you're fine. Now, what we don't really give you a good way to do right now is if you want to import it and import all the names into your top level namespace, then you could create a conflict. But what we're going to just do is have an accept modifier like except. And you'll say, using this namespace, accept these functions. And then you don't pull those in. And then if you want to call them, you just go through the namespace. Like it's very straightforward. The only reason I haven't implemented it, that part, is because I'm debating in my head whether to do a hard-coded thing or just a fully programmable thing where you put a function there and we run the function and it remaps your names and stuff. And the reason not to do the latter is added compiler complexity and um, slowness, but it's also better in every other dimension. So I haven't just decided. But you don't need it. Like, we write all these programs and we don't even have the problem, because if you have the problem, you just namespace the thing. Dude, get him to patch the statue back in, dude. Okay. Could you already do a name remapping thingamajig? I suppose so. Yeah, it would just be kind of a messy thing to do. But you could. It might require a little bit more prep than you would like. Okay, back to figuring out why this is going to infinite loop again as soon as I run it. Why? What did I didn't do anything. It's going to be something simple though. Bro. Okay, we're gonna do this a little differently. Gonna revert to Williams. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Different approach. Whoops, I forgot to revert to Williams. Revert to Williams. Okay. Here's what we do. Okay, first let's just make sure we can still run. That is an intelligent thing to do. Okay. Cool. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Pump pipe. We're going to go incremental. We're going to copy the whole damn town. I'm a whole damn town. We're going to call this pump run pipe. Pump run pipe. Pump Ron Paul. Here, we're going to call pump run pipe. Same code. Shouldn't matter, guys. Congratulations. It's the same code, bro. Boom, we still compile. Now we go to the non-pump run pipe, all right? And we delete this part. You know what? I might have accidentally deleted all the stuff at the top. That could have been what happened. Okay, so there we go. Still should be good. So you can always go incremental like this, and it takes a little bit longer to do the thing. Oh my God. Literally what the fuck just happened? What? Okay. Let's go back to here. Let's re-verify. See, there's something non-obvious happening. What did I just do? I don't even know. Oh, you know what? This isn't the only calling site for pump pipe. Yes. Let's see. We have some things. So these are all the manual ones. That one's fine. This part, oh, that's... Oh, see, I don't think this is the problem. It is a little bit of an issue. Okay. Let's go back to this. Okay. From detect a cycle. Yes. Okay. We, in fact, call that, yeah. I skipped it because it was in the same file because I assumed I knew what it was. Okay, if pipe detect a cycle. guess we do. Okay. So that's a little bit more annoying. It's fine though. Wait, what? I didn't recompile. Okay. Pipe, arrow, pipe index. Okay. Boom. Go back to release build real fast. Okay. Can we build the Sokoban game? Yes, we can. All right. Now, we once again delete this run pipe stuff. Oops, not there. I almost confused myself again. Here. Boom. 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 Gonna make sure we still go with that. Okay. Pump run pipe. Well, we keep this and we delete this. Boom. Okay. Now, this is a little bit of a bummer because I had wanted to factor it out a little bit more. But we can customize. Just making sure. See, maybe we can factor the pipe pump out of the detect cycles. Because like it just calls at the beginning. So we could factor it upward, I guess. It's a little error prone. Maybe this is fine for now, though. We do know that we call this something besides pipe run. Cool, cool. Are renamers being used anywhere? They're currently turned off because I didn't like. There was a time when I didn't like how complicated everything was getting, and it was scaring me and causing problems. Um, that said, a lot of things have been greatly simplified since that time, so we could look at turning them back on. It's just they were disabled. Okay. Now, pump run pipe. So this is good because we took this if out of the basket. Right, anytime you can take the lotion out of the basket, that's pretty good. This local input, I think could be a local variable, right? Here it could be. Let me see the other one. Oh, but the reason I know why we do that. Okay. It's fine. I will leave it. Anyway, the reason we want to do pump run pipe was because here in our normal usage, instead of doing this and then copying it out later, I literally just want to put it into the target place. Just a little early out there. Just a little early out. So here's the problem. We do this, and then the only reason we're putting things in that output array is for here, then we go over here and we call exit pipe on all the things. I mean, maybe I could just do that anyway. Right? Like, it's fine. We don't actually do anything with anything. Oh, like I actually literally do the thing. It's actually better to do it from the mutex. Mutoid man. Okay. We're going to do that. We're going to go. This is a little bit of an experimental change, but it should be fine. We're going to not do this. We're going to do this. Okay. That should result in just a little bit less copying of data. Not a huge deal on its own, but it's like a stack of paper. The more of those you have, the more they compound into a big ass thick ream of paper that's hard to carry, right? All right. Right. Well, yeah, I assume Git lets you do commit hooks, right? I mean, that's got to be a thing. With all the 20 bazillion command line arguments. Okay. Everything is kind of working. So let's just make that change for real. Guys, I'm getting tired. This might be a real short stream because I did my conference. There's something, I think it's also just streaming with a camera. Somehow, it's like the ancient people were right, and it does sap your soul to have photos taken. Um, oh, uh, this is fine even if we are calling pipe in detect a cycle, because all we do to anything now is make it exit all the pipes. Doesn't need to have particular time. Yeah, like I feel like I get less tired when I'm streaming when there's no camera. That is my conclusion from my years of streaming experience. I don't think anyone would care if I just turned off. It might be too late though, because now I already feel tired. It might be Visual Studio. That's true. It might be Visual Studio. There is no doubt about that. Okay. It's its own thing, like David S. Pumpkins. Okay. Now, instead of handle run pipe, what a simple function now. What a simple function. WTF kind of people am I employing to write such simple functions? Oh yeah, I wrote that. Okay, handle run pipe. Start one phase. Yeah. Okay. That was all I wanted to do there. Only declaration and body get put into pipe build in the first place. In the first place. So pipe build. Here's where we add things to pipe build. And here's, wait, to message. Let's send messages. So when we add things to pipe build, I think we also do it down here somewhere. Polymorphic function exits everything. Okay. Yes, I think we would like to here say if it's a declaration or lambda body, we go to pipe build, otherwise we don't. Now, that probably actually covers the majority of things. We could count that. we could count that. Let's just count that. So if t is equal to declaration, or t is equal to, actually, we don't even need declaration. We literally, does anyone else call proceed past? Oh, that's why we factored this. Send to exporter. Okay. I get it. I get it. But I've been tossing around what needs to happen. So in the build pipe, we want global declarations. And then in the, yeah. So the only thing we need in build or after are global declarations, which even that, it's why are we doing that in the build pipe? It's historical reasons. And lambda bodies. So like honestly, the problem is just there's a lot of declarations. Let me see. This is going to filter based on some things. If declaration has global storage. So we could do that earlier. Now I could put this, there's a fork in the path of which way to go. We could push this earlier, this check earlier. The goal is just to reduce load on the later pipes because we want to customize them more for what they actually are now known to do. Like they used to just be like a generic compiler data structure. And we would push all the things in the program through all the pipes. But that, of course, you do a little bit, you pay a little bit of overhead for doing that, and you would prefer not to if you didn't need to, because that then, like fast code is usually not general code. So, when we talk about threading the compiler, when we talk about we want certain things to happen, then we don't want it to be like, well, there's generally a pipe, and we pretend we don't know what's in there, even though it's really only bodies of procedures, right? And then we kind of do some things once per cycle. It's like, no, we have some highly asynchronous thing that handles back end stuff for bodies of procedures, right? And so I'm just trying to get set up for that and minimizing the amount of overhead and the amount of assumed structure that is actually unnecessary, that is historical. So I have two ways of doing that. One way, I could just say, hey, most of the declarations don't need to go as far in the pipe as they are anyway. Um, and another way is, um, I forgot because I was backing up to do my whole explanation. So we have this declaration as global storage, right? When we do that proceed past message pipe, we could just put this there. And then to make sure we got it right, we could assert by the time we get here that it has global storage, right? The other thing to do would be to take this thing that we're doing here and not put it in. Why is this in bytecode builder actually? This has nothing to do with generating bytecode. It's literally a totally different thing. It's just for historical reasons. I was like, well, this happens in the build pipe, right? But if I'm making different things for things, I could just say, when we come out of the size pipe, this goes into global data, I guess. It's just, I don't like, I could make another compiler pipe for that, but I would rather not. I would rather just have it be an array somewhere that gets flushed. And so we could do that as a separate step. Okay? Like there's no reason, if you have some system that's just on a thread somewhere and its job is to lay out the address space of the global data, that doesn't include program, it doesn't include code, that's a different thing. And so there's really no reason it should have to coordinate at all. And removing those dependencies, like removing these false ideas of what can happen when, is how you make your asynchronous program faster. That's just what that is. I'm seeing what the paste bin link was. Okay, no check-in hook. Exciting. Well, maybe the camera has just made me too tired and I just want to go think about this because I like that I've isolated concrete steps to do. Um, Let me just take a little bit of a brain break and I'll get some water instead of Dr. Pepper and we can talk about other things again and then maybe I can do that. It's the thing is, it feels like a major step to do either of these. I actually prefer the step that I feel inclined to do is to break this out into a separate thing, put this on global data instead of bytecode builder, um, have it be called from somewhere else. Like after every cycle, we go through the declarations with global storage. We could start doing that. Why not? I just don't remember. Have I messed things up since the last check-in? I may have. Nope. Okay. So maybe I just start doing this. like a first relatively trivial thing is just to move where this code is. And then instead of doing these because they're in this pipe, we can add them to an intermediate array, which seems like overhead here. It seems like overhead to put an extra array that buffers these and then flush the buffer later. But the reason we do that is because then we're getting more specific. That array would just be for declarations, so we know, and we don't have to do this if statement. And we know that they have global data because we checked that earlier. So we just end up flowing fewer data structures through pipes, right? It just goes into a more specific pipe earlier rather than sitting in the general pipe for longer. And that one, yeah, we could do that in proceed past message pipe. Okay, so let me just Tetris around a few things here. How's it going though? What is happening, people? We're gonna do this. We're gonna assert this. I am making assertions that I believe to be true. And then we're gonna go here and we're gonna go emit top level. What is this fucking must yield? Okay, it literally never. Okay. So that's just a check. Put it in the wrong place. So we're putting this here. We're going to move this to earlier. And the goal is just to get rid of this and to only have lambda bodies flowing through this. So we get rid of both of these if statements. And we just push them earlier. And then the build pipe doesn't even really have to be a pipe anymore. I don't know. I don't know, man. Literally nobody has anything to say. I was like, hey, people, what's going on? Let's talk about stuff. And literally nobody has a damn thing to say. Let me get my water. This chair is so awkward. Playing anything good? Nope. Not really. I'm playing Escape from Tarkov. No, I haven't even played that. I'm waiting for the wipe. How big was the convention? I don't know overall. Like it was definitely like a smaller to mid size. It wasn't PAX size, but I like that. PAX is a little big for me. It was not Gamescom size, but that is good. Okay. Wait, was that? I assume that was with this change, so that's good. I mean, it's a relatively trivial change, but that's fine. I'm going to go here. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to go back to global data. Oh boy. Okay, wait, I'm noticing this. All global declarations should just be in the linear allocation array for the data segment. So why don't we just iterate over that? That is a good fucking question. The answer is well, it would be trivial to do that if we wait till the end when they're all collected. But we could notice them. Anyway, that is a good question. Uh, I don't feel like we need to worry about that yet, though. Okay. So we assert the declaration has global storage. If it's in BSS, we don't do anything. Then we say copy declaration to global data. And then we back that bus up. Okay. Okay. Back that bus up. Do I find good code beautiful? I don't know. Maybe not the way you're imagining it. I think that what's beautiful is the action performed by code at one step more abstract. I have not seen Top Gun, so don't spoiler me about how the 10x programmer saves the Enterprise. How do I decide if a speaking invitation is worth it? I don't know. Sometimes I decide wrong, I'll tell you that. Do I have a routine to recommend to keep healthy for people who sit all day? Don't sit all day. Don't sit all day. Where can you hear the speech? It wasn't a speech, it was a Q&A. It was not recorded. You don't get to hear it. Okay. So why didn't this move correctly? Oh, because I don't call the right thing anymore. Okay. Okay. Bro, so much mistyping. So much mistyping. Okay, so we just moved that. That was a mostly cosmetic change. Not a lot in terms of actual structure of the computation happening change there. Um, the next step. I think we could just make it be a function instead of an array. Because if we multi-thread, we're going to want to call a function anyway, because the function will grab the mutex around some array and put the thing in the array, right? Um, but for now, we don't even necessarily want to do that. And if we're going to call a function, it's just what we're already doing. Like, this is fine. So, parallelizing global data is a weird issue because we kind of have to stop running program. Oh, no, we don't. We don't actually. Never mind. At least I don't. Ooh. Ooh. I'm not sure. We're going to have some issues to think about there. But let's just keep going. So, I could move this declaration earlier now. Sitting is not bad for you. Um, it is bad for your body health to not move. I'm not speaking of back pain specifically. I'm just saying that a sedentary lifestyle is not that good. You got blood clots, so yeah, that can happen. I mean, dude, people in the hospital who like can't move a limb for a long time sometimes have to get it amputated. Like, bro, it's not good to not move. It's not good to not move. People often worry sitting will cause them back pain. Well, I have never had back pain from sitting. So I do not worry about that. Um, yeah, I kind of don't understand back pain from sitting unless your back is already messed up in some way, right? If your back's already messed up in some way, then I get it. Look, we've dropped 0 frames from my phone. Hotel Wi-Fi dropped hella frames. Hella frames. Okay, so if it has global storage, okay, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go back and look at this proceed past message pipe. Do we do pipe build anywhere else? Yes. Kind of don't like that. Is that the only other? Yeah, it's It's those two. Okay. You know, I'm feeling like doing this in a different direction. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change this up in a little bit. Whoops, this is supposed to be declaration, right? And this is gonna be a no check-in. That's all. So we're getting more specific about what happens to the things. And hopefully, if that works, if it doesn't work, it reveals that I'm being confused about something or have skipped a step. If it does work, then I get to continue. So right now we're putting all the declarations in, and that is, most of them we do not care. So, but what I could do is I could do this there instead. Let's just do it right now. Let's go for it. We're just going for it. We're going to assert this. This could go horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. Okay. So here, we're just going to move this code to here. We're going to go exit all pipes. First, we're going to go, okay, declaration. If it has global storage, we emit that. This is not really the right place anymore. This is fine. We'll figure it out. Exit all pipes. Else exit all pipes. Okay. This is queued arrow expression. Just do push-ups, bro. There's a lot to be said for just do push-ups, bro. Just do push-ups, bro. All right. What probability? 60% of the time. Oh, it didn't work every time. Dang it. Dang it. Okay, I assume that my assertion is going to go off. Okay. Oh, because there's the other place. Remember the other place? Remember that? Right here. Let's just try calling proceed past. Proceed past. Proceed past. I'm just trying to speed up the code, and if you remove the underscore, it goes faster. It's like proceed past. Proceed past. All right. Cool. We go here. Do we not have a destructor? We do not have a destructor, no. You did push-ups and your spine kind of broke. What kind of push-ups were you doing? Push-ups? Your spine should be like basically immobile. Like, what were you actually doing? Spine push-ups. Like, when you do push-ups, your spine isn't moving. How do you personally keep healthy when you work so much? I mean, there are a lot of hours in the day. Just getting out and moving some. Like, even people who watch the stream, I'll get up and make some tea, you know, whatever, just a little bit of moving around. Rock climbing, Casey likes the rock climbing. I have never tried that, even though he tried to invite me. And then I would get all depressed because I was all alone in Seattle. And it's like Casey's trying to invite me rock climbing, and I just didn't want to go rock climbing. Okay. Did I do release build? Yes. It's the puzzle game of sports. Yeah. I mean, dude, I'm spacing on other developers' names. It's just I blamed that I was at a conference. Alexander Bruce has been posting rock climbing videos on Twitter. Bending your shoulders inwards when doing push-ups. Yeah, I mean, I will say, if you're gonna like do a lot of an exercise, make sure you have good form. It wouldn't hurt to like go to a personal trainer place or whatever and like learn how to do exercises in a high quality way, because you can, if you have bad form and you're trying to do something hard, that could go badly. Not until he releases his new project. I mean, one of the main ways game designers learn and expand our vision of what we're doing is by just making our stuff, right? You work on your own thing, and that's what teaches you about game design. More so than talking to other designers, right? Okay. So, this has been successful, I guess. So, Get rid of that. Now, kind of silly that we have two pipes now just for lambda body. Not gonna lie. But that just helps highlight that we're sort of doing a different operation in each of those. And maybe we can get faster about it if we acknowledge that. Anyway. Okay. This release holds. It's fine. Build bytecode. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Delete. And then boom. See, the thing is, I don't know why we're doing any of this stuff. I want to move this up. I think it's because we didn't know what was in this pipe, but now we do. Okay. This is no longer fitting on the screen. Do backend code gen bodies, add to run pipe. Yes, so if we're going to be in the back end, we go to the run pipe. Otherwise, we don't. And that's great. For now, I don't feel like the run pipe should be what it is. That's a different question. Okay. So I didn't really change anything there. I just deleted some things. But we're going to want to look at this in a little bit. Because this is inside a loop, it should be outside the loop. It should be literally right where this brace is. But first, we check. Watch Scooby on YouTube. I don't know if Scooby-Doo has the best form. I don't know about that. All right. Okay, what was I going to do? There was a no check-in. We're going to lift this out. Is there a thing at the end of the function? No. I kind of don't. I kind of do know why. Well, we might call it here just because it's one of these conference days when I'm a little tired after, but this has been good. We just done, nothing here was rocket science. We're just sort of moving stuff around into better places so that I can do a longer term refactor that I want to do without these things being in the way. That is all we're doing. We're making the world a better place. All right. Okay. Boom. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, if you can find some way of physical activity that you actually enjoy. So for me, that was going out dancing all the time, back when that was a thing. Um, that is a much better way to get physical activity than just like forcing yourself to do boring stuff, I think. You like jumping jacks? Jumping jacks are not a real exercise. Jumping jacks are very, very mild cardio. Like, do frog jumps, dude, from Kung Fu. Frog jumps are like real man's jumping jacks. It's like a jumping jack, but a squat at the same time. David Goggins would like to disagree in regard to the jumping jacks. Well, how many? I mean, okay, if you do enough jumping jacks, it obviously adds up. I just don't like. I just think they're weak sauce. Let me see if there's a frog jump video and it's the same exercise. Frog jumps. That's a different one. This might be. Okay, he's introing. He's introing. This guy's obviously in pretty good shape. Is he going to do some? I want to see some frog jumps, bro. Okay, he's like doing some here. Oh, he's doing them. Okay. These are these are a little bit weaker than the frog jumps that we did. Or they're okay. Yeah. Proper frog jumps. Yeah, these are a little okay. These are different. These are also good. We called those ones super frogs, but there's an easier one that's closer to a jumping jack. Anyway. Yeah, dude, if you just yeah, playing Beat Saber, if you decide to move while playing Beat Saber, I used to do that on stream a little bit. I would like play Beat Saber and do Kung Fu stances a little bit. BBC Nature Channel has a good frog jump video. That's great. I'm glad. Okay, this may be all the programming and chatting that we're gonna do tonight. Why are my function keys not working anymore? Why is none of my text input going to the console? Dear Mr. Microsoft, what is happening? Alt tab Windows is working. It just the console doesn't read text anymore, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. Sorry if you wanted to put text in your console. Okay, I think I checked this in, didn't I? So I think we're good for now. Um, the next steps in what I'm going to do, we're loosening constraints on how things flow through the compiler so that I can start doing code gen for functions earlier. Like right now, we kind of wait and then do it at the end, and we want to do it piecemeal as things go through. So, yeah, maybe we can try that. The one where we do a squat before jumping in place. So we had two frog jumps in our kung fu school. One we called frog jumps, and one we called super frogs. And super frogs were kind of like what that guy was doing, but a little different. And regular frog jumps, I don't have enough room here to demo them. I also don't want to stomp on the floor, but like imagine you go into a squat. It's like a synchronized motion between your arms and your legs. You go into a squat as deep as you can. So in Mantis, it's about getting really low. So like if you're advanced, you go into so much of a squat that like your thigh bones are parallel to the floor, right? Whatever. Is that a whatever bone that is? Um, you go down that low and then you jump up. And like when you go down, your arms come down. And when you jump up, your arms go up, right? Is it the femur? I was thinking that, but I don't actually know. Anyway, so you do that and you jump and you probably jump around in a circle or something. And you go at a certain pace. You go like down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So it's actually a pretty fast pace for going down that low and coming up again. Um, it's a really good exercise. The lemur, yes, the lemur bone. The lemur bone. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go to bed probably sometime soon. I am flying back to Florida in the morning. And I think that's all there is to say. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. I'm sad about the statue in Trinity. We need, dude, dude. The activists traveled back in time and tore down the statue. They be tearing down statues all over history. Dang it. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later.